Welcome to the XA Engineers Podcast, Episode 6. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something that, well, let's be honest, often makes a room go quiet in civil engineering firms.
Oh, yeah. You mention it and you can feel the shift.
Exactly. That topic is civil engineering outsourcing. It's a term that can immediately bring up worries, right, about job security, about the value of the people already there.
It really can. Real concerns.
But what if we looked at it differently? What if strategic civil engineering outsourcing wasn't just about, say, saving money or handling a sudden rush? What if it was actually a way to elevate your internal teams, to empower them, make their jobs more satisfying, not replace them?
That's the core idea we want to explore.
Right. That's our mission today. We've really looked into how AXA Engineers operates, specifically to see how a specialized partner can completely redefine civil engineering outsourcing. We want to turn that conversation from one about anxiety into one about, well, a huge strategic plus.
It's a fascinating perspective shift.
It really is. So get ready for some insights that might surprise you. And hey, as always, we'd love for you to connect with us, follow the show, share your thoughts. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's dive in. Okay, so let's unpack that typical scene. You're in a meeting, a civil engineering firm meeting. Someone brings up civil engineering outsourcing, maybe a bit cautiously.
You see people tense up.
Instantly.
Yeah.
The mood just changes. Silence, maybe some quick sideways glances. You can practically feel it, that tension. It's a pretty clear sign of those unspoken fears, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And it's important to understand why. It's not irrational. It's a very natural human reaction to what feels like a threat. Especially in civil engineering, where you're constantly dealing with project volumes going up and down, crazy deadlines, and frankly, just holding on to good engineers.
Right. It's tough out there.
It is. So people immediately worry, is my job safe? Is my expertise still valued? Are they going to replace me with someone cheaper?
And the traditional view doesn't help. It often paints civil engineering outsourcing as just, a cost-cutting tool or maybe a quick fix for a temporary overload.
Exactly. Which makes it feel reactive, like an emergency measure, not a thought-out strategy. And that just feeds the anxiety.
That's such a key point.
Yeah.
It's seen as maybe a necessary evil sometimes, not a strategic move that could actually help everyone. But looking at how AXA Engineers approaches this, it's a totally different story, a real game changer.
It really is. The fundamental idea they operate on is that civil engineering outsourcing shouldn't be about replacing jobs. It should be about job elevation.
Job elevation. I like that phrase. It immediately sounds different, more positive, more empowering.
It is.
So how does that actually work? How does strategic civil engineering outsourcing done this way become a tool for elevation? For the company, sure, but for the individual engineer too.
Well, it works by strategically taking on those tasks that are, let's face it, repetitive and incredibly time-consuming. The production work that can really bog down an internal team.
And lead to burnout, I imagine.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's not just about freeing up hours. It's about reducing what some call the cognitive burden.
Cognitive burden. Explain that a bit.
Think about it. If an engineer is constantly switching gears between complex, high-level design thinking and then tedious drafting or sheet production, their mental energy gets fragmented. It's draining. By outsourcing the more routine, production-heavy stuff, your internal engineers, they get to focus. They can pour their energy into the higher value, more creative, intellectually challenging work.
The stuff that probably got them excited about civil engineering in the first place.
Exactly. It lets them re-engage with the core problem solving, the innovation.
Okay, so it's not just about efficiency, it's about passion too. What does this mean for actual career paths within the firm? How does this job elevation look for, say, a senior engineer versus a junior one?
Oh, the impact is significant at every level. Your senior engineers, instead of maybe getting pulled into hours of detailed production review, can now really focus their time. They can be doing that crucial early-stage conceptual design, tackling the really complex technical problems, and importantly, spending more time on client presentations, building those key relationships, using their experience where it counts most.
Leveraging their wisdom, basically.
Precisely. And for the junior engineers, instead of being stuck mainly doing drafting, churning out sheets, they move into more substantial roles. They get involved in analysis, project coordination, and maybe the most valuable part, learning directly from those senior engineers, getting real mentorship.
Wow. So it's really about nurturing talent, not just shuffling tasks.
Exactly. It's valuing expertise, fostering real professional growth, and building the firm's future leaders. It's a smart investment in your people.
That sounds like a much healthier ecosystem. So zooming out, what's the bigger picture for the firm? It sounds like a true win-win. Good for the bottom line, yes, but also way better for engineer satisfaction and growth.
That's the goal. More innovation, better retention, a more engaged team overall.
Because people feel their skills are actually being used properly.
Right. They feel valued when they're working on things that challenge them and help them grow. But, and this is crucial, this whole job elevation model for civil engineering outsourcing, it absolutely depends on picking the right partner.
Okay. The partner is key.
Totally key. You need someone who can slot right into your workflow, who delivers quality and reliability consistently right from the start. And this is exactly where a company like AXA Engineers, a specialized civil engineering outsourcing firm, really comes into its own.
Makes sense. It's not just that you outsource, but who you outsource with. And AXA Engineers has a specific approach, right? They build these discipline-specific teams trained in U.S. and international standards. Why is that specialization so important?
That specialization is incredibly powerful. It's not just about technical accuracy, though obviously that's fundamental. It's about reaching a level of efficiency and, honestly, insight that only comes from deep focus.
Like muscle memory, but for engineering.
Sort of. When you have engineers who only do, say, roadway design, or only stormwater management, or utility modeling, they avoid that mental tax of constantly switching contexts.
Right, which internal teams often have to do. Wear multiple hats.
Exactly. This deep focus lets AXA's teams really hone their expertise, stay right on top of the latest standards, the newest tech in their specific area. They deliver consistently high quality. It tackles that big outsourcing worry head on. Will they really understand our project-specific needs? With AXA engineers, because they specialize, the answer is yes. They build dedicated teams for these complex areas.
Okay, speaking of worries, errors, that's a huge one. The fear that outsourced work will actually create more work for the internal team fixing mistakes. How does AXA Engineers prevent that nightmare scenario?
Yeah, that's a legitimate fear, and they address it directly with a really rigorous quality process. It's multi-layered.
Not just a quick check at the end.
No. It's built in. Every piece of work goes through internal peer reviews within AXA. They use strict checklists for every design stage. And then, critically, it's reviewed again by senior engineers before it ever goes back to the client.
So multiple eyes, multiple checks.
Right. This systematic approach drastically cuts down the chance of errors making it through. It minimizes rework for the client's team. This builds huge confidence. It means the internal team trusts the work coming back, and they aren't spending their time fixing things. It ensures civil engineering outsourcing with AXA actually saves time.
Okay, quality control is covered. What about feeling disconnected? That risk of the internal team feeling like the outsourced team is just off in a black box somewhere. How do you maintain collaboration and transparency with civil engineering outsourcing?
That's another vital piece. AXA Engineers really prioritizes transparency and collaboration. They use platforms like Autodesk Construction Cloud, for instance. This gives clients real-time access. They can see the models, the revisions, project updates, everything as it happens. It's not a mystery.
So the tech helps keep everyone in the loop. But it's more than just software, right?
Absolutely. Technology is a tool, but the human connection is key. They set up regular, usually weekly, coordination meetings. Structured review sessions. Both the internal team and the AXA team are there, talking, aligning on goals, standards, deadlines.
So everyone's on the same page.
Constantly. This open communication reassures the internal engineers. They know they're still in control, their input matters, and that this civil engineering outsourcing is supporting them, not replacing them. It builds a genuine partnership feel. Which brings up something really important beyond just the process. How do you handle the psychological side of civil engineering outsourcing, the impact on the employee's mindset? That's often the trickiest part.
That is huge. And it sounds like AXA Engineers is quite proactive here. They actually encourage clients to run collaborative planning workshops, get the internal teams involved in deciding what gets outsourced. It's not just dictated from above.
So they have a say in it.
Exactly. Gives them a sense of ownership. It changes the whole feeling, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not outsourcing is taking my job. It becomes outsourcing is freeing me up to do more important, more interesting work.
That makes a world of difference. When employees understand how civil engineering outsourcing benefits them, their role, their career path, they're much more likely to get on board.
Because they helped shape it.
Precisely. It turns potential resistance into active participation. And the long-term benefits for the firm go way beyond just one project. It builds a healthier culture.
So looking bigger picture again, What are those long-term strategic wins for firms working with AXA engineers this way? We're talking lower turnover, higher satisfaction, better performance overall.
Yes, absolutely. And there's data to back it up. AXA Engineers actually has a documented 97% employee satisfaction rate reported by their clients' teams who work with them.
97%.
Yeah,
That's really high.
it's incredibly high. And it shows that their model aligning civil engineering outsourcing with developing internal staff genuinely works. It creates a better work environment, which leads to better quality work. It supports professional growth, keeps people engaged and wanting to stay.
And this model must offer serious flexibility too, right? Civil engineering workloads are notoriously unpredictable, boom and bust cycles.
That's another huge strategic plus of civil engineering outsourcing with a partner like AXA Engineers. It smooths out those peaks and valleys. When you have a reliable partner for specialized or production work, you can scale up quickly when projects pour in without burning out your internal team.
So your team can focus on the high-level stuff, client interaction, innovation.
Exactly. The things that really differentiate the firm. And then during slower times, your internal team isn't sitting idle or facing layoffs. They can use that time for valuable things, research, training, business development, activities that strengthen the firm long term instead of just doing repetitive tasks because there's nothing else.
So AXA provides that buffer, that flexibility, while keeping quality consistent.
That's the key. Agility without sacrificing quality. It makes the whole firm more resilient.
Okay, so wrapping this up, it really sounds like the success or failure of civil engineering outsourcing isn't about the concept itself. It's all about the how, the strategy, and crucially, the partner you choose.
That's the absolute core takeaway.
And when it's done strategically, collaboratively, with a partner like AXA Engineers, it builds a stronger, more innovative company in a place where engineers actually thrive.
Precisely. AXA Engineers shows how you get that balance. It's their specialized expertise, that super rigorous quality control, the transparent collaboration, and the real focus on supporting the internal team's growth. They help firms make civil engineering outsourcing a true strategic advantage. It's not about replacement, it's about elevation. Better roles, stronger careers, a healthier workplace.
So if you're listening and your firm is dealing with those unpredictable workloads, those tight deadlines, or maybe you just really want to unlock the full potential of your engineering talent. Maybe the question isn't if you should explore civil engineering outsourcing. Maybe it's how you can use it strategically to drive growth and really boost team satisfaction. What amazing opportunities might you be missing if you aren't empowering your internal team with the right kind of partnership?
It's a powerful question to consider.
It really is. We definitely encourage you to explore this further. Connect with AXA engineers. See how their specific approach could turn your challenges into real strategic wins and build a more dynamic future for your team. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive today. Please do follow us, rate the show, share your thoughts on social media. We love hearing from you.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
We'll catch you next time with more insights.